Okay, friends, we are going to be taking some notes on standard form and word form with some examples. So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to write down, this is 25. I'm going to be doing decimals as well. So we do this. And if we remember, this is the tens place. This is the ones place. We have our decimal point. This is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. And this is the thousandths place. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on right now, and then when we get bigger numbers, we can do that. So I'm going to get my other pen, and I'm going to write it in standard form, which is just the number. Now, the way that I would say it is 25 and 138 thousandths. Remember, I say the whole number and then the decimal place name that it ends on. Okay, the next one would be word form. So now that I know how to say the number, I can write it in word form. I have to know how to say it first. So 25 and 138 thousandths. That's my word form. Okay, so that is our standard form and our word form of this number. Now we're going to be moving on to expanded form. Here is our expanded form. I'm going to be putting it right next to my expanded notation. Expanded notation and expanded form are the same exact thing. So I'm going to take the number that we had in our word and our standard form notes over here. So I am just going to write the name of my examples. So expanded form and expanded notation is the same thing. Notation just means a way to write it. So my number was 25 and 138 thousandths. Okay, so we said that this was the tens, the ones, the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. Now, why do we need to know what the place values are? We need to know the place values because we need to know how to find the value. So if I have the place value, I know what the value of the digits are. That's how we find expanded notation. So what I would do is I would say tens place has 10. My value is 2, so 2 times 10 is right here. 2 in the tens place. Then I have my ones place. The value is 5, and my place value is 1. 5 in the ones place. Now I'm going to go over to my decimal, which means my decimal, this is the tenths place. How do I write tenth? 0.1. What number is in its place? 1. Okay, the next one is hundredths. How do I write hundredths? Like that. There is a 3 in the place value. Then I have thousandths. How do I write thousandths? There's an 8 in its value. That is my expanded form. Basically, this says 20, 5, 1 times to 1/10, 300th, and 8 thousandths, which adds up to be that number. Okay, let's do another example. We're going to do, I'm not going to write this here. We're going to use our place value chart that is down in our notes over here. Okay, so here are my examples. We have 76 and 429 thousandths. So I say this is the tens place. There is a 7 in the tens place. This is the ones place. There is a 6 in the ones place. This is the tenths place. There is a 4 in the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. There is a 2 in the hundredths place. This is the thousandths place. There's a 9 in the thousandths place. We can also use fractions, but we will do that a little bit later, because this is equivalent to 1,000th, 1 over 1,000. This is equivalent to 1 over 100 and 1 over 10. But right now, let's just focus on knowing what expanded notation is, or expanded form, and how to write it using the decimal values. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, kind of running out of a little room here. Okay, we are going to do 462 and 97 hundredths. So I say, okay, this is the hundredths place. There is a 4 in the hundredths place. This is the tenths place. There is a 6 in the tenths place. Next place value. This is the ones place. There is a 2 in the ones place. Now we have decimals. This is, I ran out of room here, the tenths place. There is a 9 in the tenths place. And then let me do kind of like that so we can see. Okay, there is a, okay, so that's the hundredths place, and there is a 7 in the hundredths place. Let me zoom out just a tad so you guys can see. So I want you to do these examples, a couple examples, to practice. I want you to find here's your practice. 1, I want you to write the following numbers in expanded form. That's a 1. And get one more. These are the ones that I want you to practice expanded form. I also would like you to write them in, this is standard form. I want them in word form and expanded form. There we go. Those are our examples.